Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 and another part of our Newcastle United series as we are ploughing on through the middle part of the season. Now I've gone and played quite a few games since the last episode where we did beat Cardiff 2-0. We then had a game against Ebbsfleet in the FA Cup, which we won 3-1. I think there's no reason why we can't just show you the goals from these games that you have missed, because there has been quite a few of them. And the Ebbsfleet game should have been a lot easier than it was. We actually went behind, a penalty given away, and Magri just tucking it in. And then just before half-time, Manquillo's throw into Tonali, back to Manquillo. Diarme cutting in, pushed it across. Kennedy cut inside, and he did find the bottom corner to make it 1-1. And then on the hour mark, still pushing here, it's still level after an hour. We found Gabriel Barbosa, who found Ayoze Perez, who dug out a stunning shot there between two defenders into the top corner, and finally Ayoze Perez tackled on the edge of the area, Hayden to Barbosa, and then a couple of calamitous errors in the box by the Ebbsfleet defenders meant that we did manage to win the game. Now that actually I thought would lead us on to a nice run of games, but we actually ended up losing to West Ham 2-0. Again, if we just have a quick look at the 2 goals that were scored in this game by West Ham. We've been struggling for form for a little while. We've been extremely inconsistent, and we actually went behind very early on here. Haps with a terrible header back. Lucas got onto the ball and then just flicked it with the outside of the boot past Dubravka to give them the lead. And we were pushing for quite some time, but on the hour mark, ball put down the wing towards Arnautovic. He put it towards the back stick, and Matt Ritchie, our former player, with the header, did make it 2-0, so that was quite a disappointing result. We then took on Manchester City. Now this one, I changed our tactic up, which I'll talk to you about soon, but if we have a look at the goal in this game, we actually had a penalty in this match, which was missed by Ayoze Perez, I think it was. But then, with about 10 minutes to go, with us having been on top in the entire game, Bernardo Silva whipped the ball in. Zaha, who was a player I nearly signed in January, had a shot saved, but it came back to Jesus, and he did get the goal, which won the game in the end. It was a 1-0 defeat. Just quite frustrating, that one. And it doesn't seem to want to show me who missed the penalty. Oh, it was Fabian Schär missed the penalty. I'm not sure why I let Fabian Schär take a penalty. That might need to be looked at, but he did miss the penalty. We're also going through a bit of an injury crisis at the moment, but that didn't stop us managing to beat Brighton 1-0. Gabriel Jesus Barbosa, I wish I had Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Barbosa with the goal in this game. Manquillo with the throw-in towards Murphy. Came back to Manquillo again. He whipped the ball in, and Barbosa with a brilliant near post header there to give us the victory. Brighton unable to come at us. We should have scored a few more goals in that game. And then we had an FA Cup 5th round game against Wolves. A game I was expecting us to win, to be honest, because we were at home. It was the FA Cup. I thought that might carry us through. Wolves were just above us in the table, and Boudabou's got us off to a cracking start with a beautiful free kick. So much curve on that. But Wolves on the half-hour mark had a good run there across the field. Adama Traore drilled the ball across. Manquillo couldn't clear it, hit it against Raul Jimenez, and Jota got lucky with the rebound to make it 2-1. In the second half, just after the hour mark, Hayden out to Manquillo, puts the ball in, and there's Barbosa again with a near post header. 2 games in a row we managed to do that, but towards the end we gave away another penalty, and Raul Jimenez did dispatch it for 2-2. So that was a disappointing game, but the next one was even worse against Wolves. Again, we were unable to score this time, but we conceded 2 goals, and we shouldn't be conceding 2 goals like this. Jota on the attack, especially at home as well, put the ball in at the byline, and the number of times we've been caught out by that. But again, an unlucky rebound there left the Wolves play with pretty much nothing to do, and he did score. And then late on, just to rub salt into the wounds, Jota again. It's that whipped ball in. We concede a lot of them there, just drilled in from the edge of the area into this path of the player. And it means that we've started to hit a rough patch of form. After not doing too badly, we are struggling a little bit. I mean, we're just so inconsistent this season. That's the issue that we're having. We're losing so many games, but it's not the end of the world. When you can see here, we are in 9th place. We're just below Spurs, but above Everton. We are 8 points off Wolves now, which is going to be a difficult gap to close. and we've got no real chance of catching the likes of Watford. So really the FA Cup is our best route to getting into Europe, but we're still on for the top half finish, which would be a good way for us to finish this season. But here is the new tactic. I'm not going to go into detail. If you want to see how to use this tactic, watch the tactic video that I put up yesterday or the day before yesterday, and you'll be able to see what this tactic is. I decided to use it because it was working quite well in other sort of games that I've been playing, and I was hoping that it'd do well here. We've got the players for it. It gave us a bit more versatility in who we played where, and it actually suits a lot of the players in a lot of different positions, which means we don't need as big a squad, which is helpful because we're going through an injury crisis. Dubravka's injured, Lazar's injured, Haps is just coming back from injury. We've only just got, where is he, Lejeune back. And then we've also got Drinkwater, Cup tie, Longstaff injured, Boudabou's injured, and Perez injured as well. So we are struggling a little bit for fitness. But going out there today, we've got a decent team, but it's a team that's failed to beat Wolves in the last 2 matches. Our 3rd game in a row against them. We have got Barbosa up front though. Kennedy, Piazon and Murphy making up the rest of the front 4. Keeson, Young and Hayden in midfield, with Clark, Lascelles, Shah and Yedlin in defence, Woodman in goal. There's no doubt that we need new defenders next season. I mean, we need new players in every single area of the pitch, really. We're not doing too bad up front, but everywhere else we are very, very weak. And the question is, are we going to get the budget next season to do it? I think if we fail to qualify for Europe, there is no guarantee that we are going to get that budget. And having failed to beat Wolves at home twice in a row, I'm not sure we're going to do it away from home here, as Otto attacks, whips the ball in, and Raul Jimenez there missing the target. He should have scored there. Again, a cross undoing us. We need new central defenders. Ki-Sung Young, ball whipped into Lascelles, cleared away. Comes to Kieran Clark, goes inside. Lascelles onto Piazon. Finds Gabriel Barbosa. He's got 3-4 at the back stick if he can put a cross in. He does put it across, but he's given it away to Helder Costa, who's just charging forward. And this is ridiculous. We do get a tackle in. Lascelles out to Murphy. Comes inside. Still going Murphy. Does find Ki-Sung Young. Kennedy. Out to Clark on the overlap. He had a bit of space there, but didn't charge into it. He's still got the ball until he gives it away. Helder Costa on the attack. Kieran Clark should not be playing there, but again, we're just struggling for fitness. Raul Jimenez just allowed to run into the box, and this time we do get the luck of the rebound and are able to clear it away. Shah there with the clearance. But Wolves looking dangerous. We are not really getting any shots off at the moment. And we need to start soon. Here's Helder Costa with a free kick. Ball to the back stick. Jimenez arriving. There's a push. There's a penalty. Ki-Sung Young with the trip or the push. And Raul Jimenez is going to get the chance from the spot. They've missed quite a few good chances already. We're only 26 minutes in. But Jimenez does score, perfectly placed in the bottom corner. Keeper went the right way, but unable to stop that. And that's 10 goals now for Raul Jimenez this season. Boudabou's, I think, our top goal scorer with 9, which is another sign of our weakness, certainly in going out there and getting goals. Ki-Sung Young now's picked up a knock as well. Since the patch, I have to say, things do seem to have got a little bit worse in the game and my match experience. I don't know if that's just because it's fixed against some of the tactics I was using, or I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's more injuries. I mean, look at this. 3 of my players now down to 50% fitness. What is that about? Why are we into 50 minutes of added time at the end of the first half? Oh, God, I'm not enjoying this latest update. It does seem to have just overcorrected on a few things. I'm going to tell the team they need to show me something else, but that's not worked the last few times I've tried it on them. And we might need to go back to the other tactic we were using. I know that it's going to take time to build familiarity, and it's stupid to change tactic this many times mid-season. I need to settle on one and look ahead to next season, really, but it's difficult because I can't tell which one is the right one to take forward. So I do want to give this one a bit of a run. We're not really in a dangerous position in the league. We can kind of just see out the rest of the league season. But the FA Cup I did want to have a go at, and then Duncan nearly just dumped us out. We don't have much time left here, and we are desperately short on fitness in a couple of positions. We can bring Manquillo on, and we can also bring, let's bring Muto on, and I think we'll just leave it at that for now. We also need to go attacking for sure. But at the moment, we are struggling, and we've got 3 players on yellow cards as well. Here we are with Rafa Suarez throwing the ball in. It comes to Bolly, cleared out by Shah. Can we get to that ball? No. It's Pardo. Out to Rafa again. Inside to Bully, and Jota off the bar. Woodman picks it up, and we've got 20 minutes left to try and get something out of this game, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen at the moment. Wolves have been all over us, and we're still just not really getting shots off, and the ones we are going off target. We need to go very attacking now. We've got 5 minutes left. Shah with the free kick, out wide to Murphy. Header comes back to Manquillo, across to Tonali, gives the ball away. Lenihan attacking, picks out Helder Costa, charges at our defence, and we're just backing off and letting him through. And now Jota, I mean, look at that. The pass on to Raul Jimenez was perfect. He just pushed it straight onto Jota, who drilled it through the goalkeeper. And it is 2-0, and we are getting knocked out of the FA Cup as well. So the end of this season might be coming a lot quicker than you may have originally anticipated, because we don't have a lot left to play for. Unless we suddenly win every game between now and the end of the season, we are not likely to make it into Europe, as the ball just drifts out of play. And in 3 matches against Wolves, we've drawn 1 and lost 2. And that is not good enough, especially when 2 of those games were at home. So I'm going to tell the team I'm not happy. Maybe we need to change back, because I've been using this tactic now since, let's have a look, I've been using this since the Man City game, and in that time we've lost 3, drawn 1 and won 1. And if we have a look at the tactics screen, then you can see the tactical familiarity, not that bad. It's a very intensive tactic, but the team are familiar with it. The pressing intensity, not so much. The marking, not so much, which maybe is the issue. But if we have a look at, for instance, this tactic, we're a little bit better at that one, not so great at that one. But it's all within the same bounds. So I think I might give this tactic a few more games just to see what it can do. You can see there's not a lot to play for. We've got games against Chelsea, Spurs, United. I might go ahead to the Chelsea game ahead of the next episode. So we'll play Burnley, Southampton, Fulham and Bournemouth between now and then. At the moment, we're 8 points away with 11 games left to play. It's not insurmountable, but we have to turn this form around soon. Hopefully getting players back from injury will help, but it's difficult to say. But if you are enjoying this series, do continue to keep dropping likes on the video. I will be doing a second season, there's no doubt about that. Make sure to subscribe if you do want to see that second season and how this season ends. Probably only a couple of episodes to the end of this season, I would imagine. And remember to enter the giveaway if you haven't already, link in the description. But until next time, see ya!